Hi guys, it's Heather, the Butterfly Effect plant-based weight loss, and today is Thursday, but this is my weigh-in Wednesday video. I made a video for you yesterday. I found this beautiful place to make the video. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? I love it here. I've been sitting here and having my lunches here and doing my even meditation here, and it's just been really cool. But yesterday I made a whole video and then I forgot. I make these videos on my phone and I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode, and wouldn't you know, I got a robocall from someone right at the end. So you know, it was so frustrating. I didn't make another one yesterday because I ended up working at my other job. So hey, happy Wednesday on Thursday. I wanted to, since I usually do a weigh-in on Wednesday, I did one yesterday and I didn't have any change. My weight stayed exactly the same as the week before, and that wasn't that surprising to me because the week before I had taken off 5 pounds, and so that, you know, ended up being a lot more than I thought I would take off that week, and so this is probably just to kind of evening things out. But it did make me think, like, am I doing everything that I know to do so that I can continue to have the scale go back down? And one of the things that I've been doing is looking at my old pictures from when I did get the 300 pounds off, and just remembering how proud I was of that and what it really meant to me, because even more than the weight coming off, it was really symbolic for me of overcoming something that has been a struggle and a stumbling block for me all my life. Really the defining thing in my life was being overweight. I always identified myself as being like the fat girl. I was always the fattest person in every room that I walked into, and that became a lot of my identity, and I just thought it would always be that way. You know, I was born, I always say I was born my ideal weight, but that was the last time I ever saw it, and I spent my whole life as a fat person. And I wonder sometimes if that's part of what happened, is that while I changed my outside, I still inside felt like I still related to who I was before. I wasn't ready for a life that what I really want, which is, you know, to be lean and strong and healthy and fit. So that's what I'm working on, and I'm just focusing on getting back to that state and having the habits that I had then. You know, your habits determine your destiny. What you do on a regular basis is really determines what results you're going to have. And so I'm back to doing the things that I was doing then and not doing the things that I wasn't doing then. Not giving in and having just a small amount of this or that, you know, making abstinence mean abstinence. I had a friend call and say that they were having struggle, and we kind of talked through some things, and she was like, you know, if you could just break it down to, like, where do I start? I know I'm just overwhelmed, and where do I start? And I thought about it, and really I think it starts with a decision, and a decision that if you have been going off track, that the party's over, so to speak. You've been giving yourself permission to do things that you have decided were bad for you, and you need to get back and just decide, make a firm resolution to yourself that you really mean it, you're really serious, that the first time something comes along to tempt you, you're not going to just give in, or even the second time or the third time. And for me, it takes me being tempted to go, and then I almost have it, and then I go, wait, I'm not doing that, we're not doing that, and then I'm like, okay, I get it. Because what happens is you're not really going to believe yourself or, your internal audience. Dr. Doug Lisle is a psychologist that talks a lot about self-esteem, and your internal audience is not going to believe you until you take action. I have people that say, I don't love myself. I'm struggling with my self-esteem. The thing is, your self-esteem will go up when you take action. It's not the opposite. Sometimes we think when I feel better about myself, I'll have the strength and the courage to be able to, sorry, it's waving, you guys. When I feel better about myself, I'll be able to do the things I need to do in my life, or, I'll be able to do that. And it's actually the opposite. When you feel, when you're doing the things that you're supposed to do, you'll start to feel better about yourself, and then that will snowball and you will be able to do more. So I think the first step is really just making a firm decision, a no matter what decision. Even if they had your most favorite thing and you knew you weren't going to ever have it again, you would still turn it down. That kind of thing. That kind of a decision. Very strong. And then after you do the decision, then you need to do the planning. And by planning, I mean, figuring out a menu, figuring out also things that are going to cause you to stumble, situations that are coming up. Are you going to have dinner out for someone's birthday? Are you going to be in a situation for, like, Father's Day is coming up? And really plan for those kinds of situations and not let them be excuses for why you messed up. Well, I was doing great until I went out to dinner for Father's Day. Well, Father's Day comes every year, and you know it's coming, and so plan for that. Don't just be a victim of your circumstances. You need to take the driver's seat and make sure that you're ready for whatever's going to be coming up. The next thing after the planning is preparation. Getting everything ready, like anticipating and always having food in your refrigerator, making sure that you have a plan B, which might be food in the freezer in case you get sick, in case you get busy. What's your plan B? I don't want to eat processed food, but I do keep like some McDougal soups and some like Injun 2 chili and some lentil soup I found that's compliant. I keep those in my car just in case I get stuck in a situation where I would make a worse choice if I didn't have that. I like to eat fresh, healthy food, but it's good to have a plan B for when something goes wrong. You got to have that plan B, and just always be prepared. Another thing that goes along with that is just, if you're serious and you're really if you're really doing it this time, if you're really doing it, one thing that will convince your internal audience that you're serious is clear away anything that could cause you to stumble. And I tell you, the thing that you resist the most persists. So if you're like, I can't get rid of this because I don't really have a problem with it, or I don't want to give this up or that up, that might be what's messing you up in the end. And it's not even necessarily the substance. It could just be that it's telling your internal audience, I'm not willing to commit. I'm not willing to go all in. I want to leave a little wiggle room. So that is another thing that I think is crucial, is clear your environment to the extent that you can. I know sometimes people live with other people and you have to keep your eyes on your own plate, but you also know, like I know that there's break rooms at work where if there's going to be something bad, that's where it's going to be. I'm going to avoid those rooms, okay? There have been times in the past when I've gone in there deliberately because my inner addict is like, hey, there's going to be something good in there. And I'm even disappointed when there's not. If you're really serious, you're going to avoid that. You might even take a different route home, or, you might even have to like leave your money home so that you can't deviate off your plan if your resolve falls away for whatever reason. So it's all about just making that commitment and keeping that commitment to yourself and convincing that internal audience, you know, that part of you inside of yourself, that you're really serious, that you're really doing this. And then that will be something that'll help you build on success. Stay really mindful. I feel like now I feel like the scale is a mindfulness tool. It doesn't let me avoid seeing the consequences of what I eat. And so I am weighing in. I know some people don't agree with weighing in, but it really does work for me. I think another thing that keeps me mindful is if I wanted to eat a packaged thing, I have to read the calories and the nutrition, lack of nutrition content label. This, when I was trying to stay on track, and I was first starting and I was stumbling and I was wanting to go back to the sugar, I picked up a packaged baked good, and I bought it and was gonna eat it, and happened to flip it over to open it, and I saw that it was 730 calories in one serving. And that was shocking to me. 730 calories for one serving of this baked good. And it made me not have it. It made me not have it. And putting all my calories in Cronometer has been, putting all my food in Cronometer has also been something that's kept me really mindful, because when I've had 12 or 1500 calories and I still want to eat more food, I'm like, well, you've really had enough. You've had plenty of volume. You've had plenty of food. I'm not always a girl who knows when to say no. Like, I can't always trust my hunger signals. And so that's another thing that can keep me mindful. So I don't know if these suggestions will help anybody else, but this is my reality. I feel like I'm still, baby stepping and being really careful. I really want to get this weight back off. Vanity wants me to get it off before I have a big convention. I have the Ultimate Weight Loss Convention in August. I would like to be back where I was, but as long as I'm making a significant amount of progress toward that, I'll be okay with that. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to be moving forward, and I just have to be doing my best every day, whatever that looks like. And so I love you guys. I hope you are having a great week, and I will talk to you soon, and I will leave you with this beautiful view. Remember to get outside and enjoy the beauty that's all around you. Take care.